he picked up a transmitted disease from a Russian woman. He's denied that publicly.
Gosh, I was 16 years old. Like, what the hell do you know?
The devil himself said, I'm going to exchange some dollars for your life.
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
Epstein, and she said he was like the king of America. As the plane took off, he started forcefully touching me in between my legs. And I just freaked out, and I suddenly realized, oh my God, my family aren't going to see me again. These people might me. You know, I got such a fright. It was such a huge changing thing for me. And I suddenly realized I had to be nice and be friends.
Allege that tapes were taken of Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton, and Sir Richard Branson by Jeffrey Epstein.
Foolish to spend time with him. I was one of many people who regret ever knowing him. You know, every minute I spent with him, I regret, and I, apologize that I did.
So met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time. I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. I had nightmares about it.
Down there having cocktails while Bill Clinton's getting a massage from some girl who's rubbing her tits against the back of his head, whether knowingly or unknowingly having sex with a girl.
Your favorite celebrities are quietly fleeing the country right now, and it all started after the first arrest tied to the Epstein files. And baby, this is only the beginning. Some of these stars are rushing to deny any connection, swearing they were never involved, even though their names are literally listed in the documents. Others aren't even trying to explain themselves. They're just disappearing. But that's not even the most shocking part. New reports are now surfacing about celebrities who allegedly contracted STDs during their time on the island. And while nobody is surprised that reckless behavior led to reckless consequences, what truly stunned the internet were the names attached to those diagnoses. These weren't just the usual suspects. Some of the people allegedly involved are figures no one ever imagined being part of anything this dark, yet they were reportedly among the most active participants. And topping that list? Bill Gates. Back when Epstein was first arrested, many suspected Gates had visited the island. But he immediately launched a full-scale media campaign to shut down the rumors, publicly distancing himself from Epstein and denying any involvement. Now, with new details emerging, those old denials are being questioned, and the story is only getting darker from here.
One of the issues that's dogged you is that of your relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Do you regret the relationship that you maintained with him against Melinda's advice and wishes?
Oh, I've said that you're going way back in time, but yeah,
new audience.
I will say for the, over 100 time, I shouldn't have had dinners with him.
Epstein had a way of actually compromising people. Is that what Melinda was warning you about?
No. I mean, No, I had dinner with him, and that's...
Knowing full and well that the rumors were actually true. Now, after the second wave of arrests and document releases, Bill was allegedly exposed for not only being on the island, but for contracting a serious STI from one of the Russian girls who were reportedly there, and then passing it on to his wife, Melinda. And somehow, it gets even worse. Instead of coming clean and admitting what he had done, Bill allegedly began plotting with Epstein on how to secretly give Melinda high doses of antibiotics without her knowledge, so she could treat the infection without ever realizing she had one. Let that sink in. He didn't confess. He didn't warn her. He tried to medicate her in secret. Now, fast forward to after these revelations came out, Melinda was asked directly about Bill infecting her with what he allegedly caught on that island. And she didn't dodge the question. She didn't sugarcoat it. She said flat out that Bill's relationship with Epstein was one of the major reasons she left him. And from the way she described it, she found out about the infection at the exact same time the rest of the world did.
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, my heart breaks for these young women because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness. Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls?
Anyway, moving on. Prince Andrew, or should I say, former Prince Andrew, has now reportedly been arrested for his involvement in the Epstein scandal. And people are saying there is no way he walked away from that world untouched, especially considering just how deeply embedded he was in Epstein's inner circle. Andrew wasn't just casually associated. He attended private dinners, exclusive parties, and elite events alongside Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. And in 2010, while Epstein was already on house arrest, Andrew allegedly continued to maintain contact, repeatedly forwarding confidential government documents to him. These included his official travel itineraries to Singapore, Vietnam, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong, full aid visit reports sent within minutes of receiving them, and even classified briefings about high-value commercial investment opportunities in Afghanistan. Let that sink in. But it gets darker. One of Epstein's most well-known victims, Virginia Giuffre, publicly accused Prince Andrew in January 2015 of sexually assaulting her on 3 separate occasions in 2001 while she was being trafficked by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. As expected, Andrew denied everything. But Virginia didn't back down. In 2021, she filed a civil lawsuit against him under New York's Victims Act. The case was ultimately settled out of court in February 2022 for an estimated $12 to $16 million, with no admission of guilt. And now comes the part that has people seriously questioning everything. Fast forward to today, Virginia Giuffre is suddenly dead, reportedly by taking her own life. And almost immediately, heavy speculation erupted online, with many people convinced this was not a coincidence, but rather an inside job meant to silence her permanently. And that is where this story takes a truly terrifying turn.
To dance. He is the most hideous dancer I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it was horrible, and this guy was sweating all over me. Like, his sweat was like, it was raining basically everywhere, and I was just like, whoa, grossed out from it. But I knew I had to keep him happy because that's what Jeffrey and Ghislaine would expect from me. The people on the inside are going to keep coming up with these ridiculous excuses, like his arm was elongated, or the photo was doctored, or he came to New York to break up with Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, come on. I'm calling BS on this, because that's what it is. He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth.
But wait, it gets even crazier. The files also exposed Epstein himself as having contracted not just one, but multiple STDs while organizing and abusing countless women. Between 2015 and 2018, Epstein reportedly tested positive for gonorrhea several times, chlamydia in 2015, and repeatedly expressed fear about trichomoniasis. He was prescribed heavy antibiotics, placed on testosterone replacement therapy, given erectile dysfunction medication, and even froze his sperm. And it gets darker. Epstein allegedly required every woman in his network to undergo regular STD testing and treatment, ensuring they were clean and healthy not for their safety, but so they could remain available for him and his powerful guests. Now here's where things take a wild turn. Another batch of emails reportedly exposed private conversations between Epstein and Elon Musk's younger brother, Kimball Musk, suggesting a secret relationship between the two. If those messages are real, many believe there's a strong chance Kimball may have also contracted infections through his alleged involvement with Epstein. And then come the names that truly shocked the internet, Jay-Z and Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker had already been linked to Epstein before, but Jay-Z's name being mentioned sent social media into absolute chaos. The backlash lasted for weeks, with many believing Beyoncé went into full damage control mode to protect both her image and her husband's. Jay-Z was reportedly named after an anonymous victim identified him in the files, claiming an incident occurred in 1996. According to her statement, she allegedly woke up in a room with Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z present, while Weinstein assaulted her, and claims a handler known as Push helped orchestrate the situation.
in your thoughts on Donald Trump and what it means for mass incarceration?
You know what? This is a labor of love for Jay, and as a result, he's my friend. We're here to talk about that and nothing else.
Then can I ask you about mass incarceration? And do you think the movement is...
Jay-Z's fans immediately rushed to defend him, saying there was no way he was involved, because in 1996, he was just breaking into the industry. But here's the thing, being new doesn't mean being unconnected. Yes, Jay-Z was an up-and-coming rapper at the time, but that doesn't mean he didn't already have powerful industry ties. In fact, based on how strategically he moved early in his career, many now believe his industry climb wasn't accidental. There are even old videos of Jay-Z with Harvey Weinstein where people claim the power dynamic looks unsettling, almost as if Weinstein was controlling him in some way. One person summed it up perfectly, saying, "The most shocking thing isn't the celebrity names, it's the lack of justice for the victims. Just a system full of cowards." And honestly, that might be the most disturbing part of all. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about all these celebrities and politicians being tied to Epstein's island? And do you believe more arrests are coming after Prince Andrew? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video, because trust me, it gets even crazier.